Motorcycle riders who try and run from police are idiots. But often they can get away.
On the sidewalk now, this pursuit now taking the sidewalks, very dangerous.
But in these three cases, they tried to escape from the police and failed, causing messy accidents, and in one of these cases, death. Being put in handcuffs for the first time can be jarring and maybe a bit humiliating, but it was nothing new for this guy, 23-year-old Donovan Cox. On Wednesday, November 8, 2023, in Faulkner County, Arkansas, Trooper Ronald Grace was patrolling Interstate 40 when a Yamaha YZF 690 motorcycle passed him traveling between the left and middle lanes, going way too fast. Trooper Grace attempted to catch up and conduct a traffic stop, but Donovan sped up and a pursuit ensued. Donovan sped off so fast at over 130 miles per hour that it took some time for Trooper Grace to catch up. He even had a moment of added adrenaline when he almost had an accident passing a truck and avoiding a road sign. Trooper Grace continues to catch up to Donovan while driving on the shoulder and at high speeds to avoid traffic. He eventually catches up at exit 135. The trooper continues to give chase and starts to catch the suspect again as traffic lightens. The suspect and the trooper are now traveling over 140 miles per hour. They are quickly approaching the interchange for Interstate 430 south towards Texarkana. The suspect continues to drive recklessly through traffic, weaving from one lane to another, narrowly missing vehicles. He continues to split traffic at these high speeds. Donovan continues on his reckless driving behavior until they reach exit 147, which leads onto Interstate 430. But Trooper Grace has predicted this move and has fellow trooper Shane Cavanis waiting up ahead just past the Bridgeway Road and next to the Central Arkansas Christian School. He's got a plan that is actually quite genius.
Ahead of it.
Hey, get on the ground! On the ground now! On the ground! Get your own back there.
Because Trooper Grace radioed ahead to Trooper Cavanis, they were able to devise a plan. Trooper Cavanis positioned himself on the other side of the highway just in case Donovan decided to travel down the fast lane, crossed the highway when it was safe, and blocked Donovan's path to get back onto the highway. Because the guard railing was so close to Trooper Cavanis, Donovan was not able to make the gap, and so he was forced off the road and ended up crashing into the long grass. He's got nowhere to go. This was truly a clever and creative way to end the chase without risking any bystanders or troopers. Well, anyone except Donovan, of course, but he brought this upon himself. Donovan Cox was arrested and charged with fleeing in a vehicle in substantial danger, reckless driving, speeding more than 15 over the limit, improper unsafe lane change, improper passing on left, improper passing on right, fail to use turn signal, driving vehicle without tags, no proof of insurance, no motorcycle endorsement. After the pursuit and crash, Donovan was found to be carrying a blue pistol and an extra magazine in his backpack, which in the state of Arkansas is not illegal. He was transported to the Faulkner County Detention Center and booked without incident. A towing service took possession of the motorcycle, and the pistol collected from Cox was held in the Arkansas State Police evidence locker for safekeeping. The judge set a $25,000 bond at Donovan's first appearance. According to Trooper Grace's report, Greg Bray, a trooper in the Criminal Investigation Division of the Arkansas State Police, observed the same motorcycle splitting cars and driving recklessly for the past 2 days on his way to work. Trooper Bray, being in an unmarked vehicle, could not engage in a pursuit, but noted that the motorcycle was involved in similar reckless behavior prior to this incident. Donovan could have had a serious accident, even involving other innocent bystanders. If it weren't for the quick thinking of both troopers Grace and Cavanis, this accident could have been much worse. Next, we travel to Brazil. In the city of Curitiba, when motorcycle officers of the 13th Battalion of the Military Police at Piranha State tried to approach a theft suspect on a motorcycle. However, the suspect began to flee, causing the police to pursue and start a chase. They sped through industrial city neighborhood streets, running red lights and stop signs. One of the two pursuing officers put down his visor and prepares for a high-speed chase. They continue speeding down the road, recklessly passing traffic and narrowly avoiding sideswiping a bicyclist. This chase has taken the police down a short stretch of Arguao Batega, past the CWB building, and the suspect has been hitting some high speeds. However, the police are not giving up, and this forces the suspect to make some turns to try and evade them further. But he's going to soon find out that escaping the Brazilian police is no easy task. The suspect continues down Arguao Batega, and as the police officer pulls up next to him, he realizes that he's not going to get away in a straight line. This move by the officer forces the suspect to take a right onto Rua Engahiro Ariel Vilar Tacla. This road. The pursuit continues all the way down to Rua Arthur Martins Franco, where he almost has a head-on collision with another car. He's putting so many people, including himself, at risk. He then immediately takes a right onto R. Faustino Sequino and continues in a circle back up to Rua Arthur Martins Franco. He's either lost, confused, or trying really hard to throw off the police officer's pursuit. But something insane happens just before the suspect is able to turn right onto Rua Arthur Martins Franco. It's a surprise he's able to walk away from what's about to happen. To no one's surprise, the suspect hits another vehicle because he wasn't watching where he was going. He does a starfish somersault into the air and lands awkwardly on his legs. Maybe he was trying to stick a landing like Spider-Man. We can tell this land hurt because he stumbles as he gets up and almost falls again, sprinting to avoid the consequences of his actions. He darts into the neighboring private residence. He makes it onto the roof and decides to find a spot to hide up there, hoping law enforcement officers won't find him. can see a lot more police officers have arrived at the scene, and they end up surrounding the block, finding the suspect and putting him in handcuffs. This suspect was lucky that he was not killed in this accident. He should have just pulled over and gotten a ticket. Just like in this case, where a motorcyclist ignored law enforcement and traffic laws, causing a fatal accident that would shock the local community. This is one of the shortest chases in terms of distance we've ever covered, but it will soon prove to be one of the deadliest. On May 21st, 2021, in Wisconsin, an Unalaska police officer noticed a motorcycle speeding down Highway 35. As the officer attempted to conduct a traffic stop, the rider refused to pull over and fled. The suspect was 33-year-old Tao Yi Alor, and they sped down the highway and cut through the gas station onto Oak Ave South and the left onto Oak Forest Drive. It was at this point that the officer caught up with Tao and ordered them to stop.
And the North Foot trip?
Cycle. Pull over!
Or to stop or not?
We're rolling here.
Tao ignored the commands and kept going, and eventually sped off at over 100 miles per hour. The officer decided not to pursue Tao as it would be more dangerous to keep this high speed going on small roads. He radioed it in instead.
305, I am not pursuing. He just took off. Running around. Oh, 1050, 1050. Send ambulance right away.
The officer watched in disbelief while calling it out and realized that the motorcycle had collided with a car waiting to make a left turn. He was quick to get onto the scene at the intersection of Domkey and Oak Street. The carnage was unbelievable, and pieces of metal lay strewn across the road and grass.
Man, are you okay? .305, I got Tri-State right behind me. He is not moving. Hey, you okay? Hey, you okay?
In the end, paramedics arrived and pronounced 33-year-old Tao Yi Alor dead at the scene. The 2018 Hyundai driver was hurt and later taken to a La Crosse hospital for her injuries. She was only identified as a 50-year-old woman from Holman. Two other people in the vehicle, a 49-year-old woman and a 17-year-old female, were unhurt. The outcome of this accident was truly tragic, and for a simple speeding violation. One thing is clear, just stop. Risking a $50 ticket is not worth it. Just like the situation where 34-year-old Justin Battenfield in Fort Smith, Arkansas ran a red light and attempted to evade the police but ended up in a dangerous pit maneuver, causing Trooper Ellis's patrol vehicle to launch 20 feet into the air. One lost their life and the other was hospitalized after this insane chase. Click the video on screen to see what happened. Don't forget to subscribe.